Hello everyone, welcome to my first video here. Um, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I spoke about it in my podcast that I record pretty much every weekend, though been very busy lately with the deadline coming up. But basically in the Tekken community, I feel like there's a huge, I don't want to say misconception because it is true in a certain case, but just this idea that like Steve Fox here is just unbearably difficult, like a super difficult character. And I just kind of want to talk about why I think that might not be the case, or why I personally don't think it's the case. And so we'll kind of break down the different reasons why I think that is. And note that I play Tekken on a laptop and not a gaming laptop, so this is probably going to look very ugly graphic wise. Please bear with me in that sense. So obviously there's kind of like there's two moves. He has two moves that basically win him every game. So of course he has back one, right? Which is the best counter hit tool in the game. It's so safe. No one it's very difficult to whiff punish because if you cancel with flicker, you recover extremely quickly. Even if someone does try and whiff punish it, you have extensions that are pretty delayable. Um, back one too. Um, in this flicker, you have a bunch of different options, and pretty much all you have to worry about with Steve Fox is the timing of your opponent, right? That's like all you care about when playing Steve. Like a lot of people talk about, well, why is Claudio so easy? Claudio is like my go-to example, or Noctis. And the reason is because all they care about is range, right? Noctis is not that easy in my opinion, but Claudio, for instance, once he's in range, his back one is just an absurd move. So one of the reasons why people say it's so easy is because, oh, you just have to worry about one aspect of the game, right? You're simplifying Tekken because you just have to worry about one thing. Well, with Steve, you really only have to worry about timing. Like that's pretty much the only thing you have to worry about because all of his other moves are so good. They're so good that move selection is very simple. It's so simple. It's one of the easiest in the game, in my opinion, right? So you're out here, you expect a counter hit coming in, you have back one. Or if you expect maybe like a low move or want to get closer to your opponent, I mean, you have down forward two, right? And again, down forward two, you can cancel out of duck to make it safe. And this is the best. These two moves combined are top 5 moves in the game, in my opinion. Maybe top 10. Definitely top 10. Down forward 2 is probably the most perfect move in the game because it's 16 frames, so it's a lot faster than like King's forward forward 1. Even though King's forward forward 1 is obviously great, it's 16 frames. It's safe. It's homing. It has pretty freaking good range. Like its range is like actually really good. I'm just gonna go to Kinder Gym because my frames are dropping. And so you have back one down forward two, which can get you through 99%, or not 99, like 80% of situations. If you watch like specifically Atif Butt Steve, Atif Butt Steve, easily one of the best in the world, even though he's been playing it for 2 months. If you can beat Arslan in a first to anything with your character, you're one of the best in the world with that character. That's just how it goes. And it's stupid how much he uses down forward two and back one. That's pretty much his own. That's pretty much all he uses. And I know what you're saying. Well, that doesn't actually apply to most Tekken players because that's just so high level that like whatever. But no, because these moves are just objectively great. The electric is just objectively great at any level. You know, Law's forward 1+2, King's forward forward 1. These are just objectively good moves in the game. Leroy's back 4. Like, it doesn't matter the level of play. These are the best moves in the game. And so then you have that. So what else do people do in YouTube, right? They're going to do like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, down forward ones. And then I know what you're saying, well, okay, but this is not that easy because you need movement and you need to know your opponent. I'm going to argue if you want to, like, I'm going to argue that's not how we're defining difficulty, right? Just with these two moves, you already have a top 30 character in the game. Without the stupid down forward 2 combo, who cares? You have a homing mid that if you do the easy follow-up, which I can't do because I'm on 30 frames per second right now, but if you do the easy forward 2 follow-up, you're at 40 damage on a counter hit with this move. That's hard to whiff punish, and it's just perfect. You do not need that combo to have a top 30 character with pretty much just these moves. Then throw in some down ones. Throw in some down ones. To end the round, this is the best round ender in the game. Like, down 2-1 is so good as a round ender because if they block the low, they have to read the mid and wait to do anything, wait to do a punish. Furthermore, it has weird ghost range sometimes. Also, what are you going to mix up with? Down forward 1 or up forward 1? And this is, if you watch a Steve at the end of the round, this is all they will do. It's guaranteed. The only thing you have to worry about is your timing. Sorry, I am really horrible. It's absurd. And people say, like, oh, Steve's so hard because of maybe, like, you know, extended ducks or execution or his more advanced combos. But you don't need any of this to have a top 10 character in the game. So we've gone over what? Back 1, down forward 2, jabs, down forward 1, down 2, 1, down 1, right? So we're at what? Back 1, down forward 2, 1, 1, 2, jab, or down forward 1, down 1, down. We're at 6 moves, right? We're at 6 moves. So what completes the package, right? Well, let's throw in 3 more moves, and then we're done with the character. And you are playing him optimally if you just focus on your timing and use these moves. Or 4 more moves, excuse me. Whiff Punish is Sonic Fang. Punishment, I'm going to kind of leave aside because it's punishment. But even his punishment, it's a weakness, but also a strength because it's so simple, especially while standing punishment. I'm not saying not having a launcher is good, but I'm saying in terms of decision making, it's so easy. If you block a low, you don't even have to think while standing 1-2. You don't even have to recognize the punish unless it's something horrible, and then you launch it. So you have that going for you. And so, okay, so punishment is pretty good. It's pretty bad, but it's good in the sense that it's so easy to think about, right? You don't have to think, ooh, what's the right punish here? His punishment tools are very straightforward. You have the best rate drive in the game. I don't care that they nerfed it. This is just, oh my gosh. This is just the best rage drive in the game. For comebacks, so that's your comeback potential. Yes, if it gets blocked. And then what's the cherry on top of all this? Let's just go to the wall. If you're at the wall, Steve becomes the easiest character in the game, maybe. Okay, he's not easier than Leroy or Falkenraum. Let's not go there. Or maybe even Asuka. But at the wall, 2 things, 2 moves. We're going to talk about 2 moves, and you've won the game. Stomp, which at the wall is one of the best tools in the game, especially if you know how to get, like, follow-ups. So you have a pretty good health sweep at the wall. It's so 16 frames. Are you kidding me? At the wall, it's so good. What do you mix it up with? Oh my gosh. Quarter soak smashy, or what's it called, a rocket launcher, in a flicker cancel, safe on block mid, wall splatting mid. Are you kidding me? Like, these tools are absurd how good they are, and they're so easy. At the wall, this is the best thing in the game. It's not the best thing in the game, but it's so good and so much better than everything else. It's obvious that that's what you have to do. It's obvious that you mix up these 2 things, and when you watch the best Steve players, that's all they do at the wall. Maybe they'll do a throw. And if you need a panic, this is a decent panic move. So we're down to 10 moves really. And you have a top 10 character in the game with no execution. You do not need any of the hard combos, and you have a top 10 character in the game because of how absolutely absurd these moves are. Down forward, I mean, this is ridiculous. These two moves by themselves, again, when you watch the best Steve players in the world, more than 50% of their move choice are these two moves. A lot of times it's more than like 60 or 70%. And when you watch a Teeth Butt play, it's almost 90% of his move choice are these two things. Yes, great Steves will throw in some ducks, and they'll throw in some extended duck stuff, but you don't even need it. And I understand that different people want to play the character differently, but if the goal when we're talking about difficulty is, well, how much can I simplify Tekken and still get a good character and get good results in the game? I think with Steve, as long as you're decent at reading your opponent's timing, which I know is easier said than done, but a huge point of the game, especially in tournament, if you've played in tournaments, is just easy decision making. You don't want to have to hesitate, and you don't want to have to think when you know what's coming, and you're so safe. Steve is the safest character in the game. So I just want to dispel this idea that he's like super difficult, because you really don't have to buy into that. You can play him very simply and get one of the best characters in the game. I understand he's difficult if you say the down forward 2 combo is necessary, I need it. And I understand that he's difficult if you say, oh, I need my extended duck cancels and the Sonic Fang and my unblockable mix-ups. And sure, you can do that, and those are good tools. But they pale in comparison to what we just went over. I mean, they pale in comparison to these moves in terms of how good they are. And I know it's annoying to play patient and defensive sometimes, but if you just have good movement, and my movement's not even that good, but just decent movement and a good read on your opponent, even if you mess up the read, you're pretty much safe because your opponent's not going to whiff punish that unless they get lucky with a move they're throwing out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So do this at the wall all day, every day. Down forward 2, back 1 in neutral, jabs for check, down forward 1, and around with down 2-1. That's the character. You're going to win a lot if you do this. Go online. Don't even learn the hardest combos. You don't have to. Just learn basic combos, I honestly cannot do combos on this frame rate, but even if for back 1 you just go like this, just do that. You're fine. Because this is a 13 frame Magic 4 that's almost impossible to whiff punish and has follow-ups and has some of the best properties in the game. Down forward 2, just learn how to do the forward 2 follow-up, and you have one of the best moves in the game. And just follow this decision-making process and just worry about your opponent's timing, and you're good. And so yeah, I'm not saying Steve is the easiest character in the game, not even close to like a Leroy, but the idea that he is a top 10 difficult character, when you watch any tournament Steve, all they're doing is 10 moves. And when you play him with only 10 moves and realize how easy it is, because you can just focus on defense, and if you need offense, you can kind of go in with some lows. I got nothing. Just also learn how to forward dash. Forward dashing, I guess, is important. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll have another video coming up soon about Law slide tips and some like very advanced techniques. So yeah, I look forward to that. Thank you.